Hello and welcome to Rise Above 2K. I'm Gax, coming to you from the middle of nowhere, the center of everywhere, Indianapolis. And with me, as always, is the talent, Unicorn Big. How are you doing this evening, my man?
I'm good, man. The Spurs have a 1-point lead on the Houston Rockets with 1 minute and 13 seconds left in the first quarter, as it is paused and waiting for us to finish recording this podcast.
And it's going to stay that way for a minute, which is fantastic. I want to let everyone know that this episode, as all episodes, brought to you by Shotties, the best jerseys in the business. I know the Unicorn Big has the Shotties jerseys on. I'm not sure which one. I think it's Spurs. Yep, he's
Luke
ready
Cornett,
for tonight.
Baby. Luke Cornett.
Just the most popular jerseys available on Shotties at all time. So if you need one of those, you know where to go. The Instagram tag is in the description in the show notes below, buried beneath a myriad of hashtags, which is awesome for the algorithm. Speaking of the algorithm, we would love it if you would subscribe, comment, share with your friends. We're actually on a like campaign for this episode. Our goal is to get more likes than Bronny got player votes for the All-Star game, which was two. I'm not going to guess who did it. It's not public information. But I think we'll be able to at least figure out one, right? Maybe? I don't know. Anyway, we'll move on from that. And we're going to talk a little bit about this week in NBA 2K. Here at Rise Above 2K, we're all about the 2K community, about the grind, about the growth. We focus most of our attention every week around the talent, as I mentioned earlier, the Unicorn Big and his growth as a center in the game. This week was a big week for you. Tell me a little bit about your mindset before we get into sort of the build and the stats and the mechanics. How has it been playing this week?
It's been good. I haven't been in one of those ruts where I'm forcing myself to play because I know I need to continue to gain rep. So I've been grinding my ass off, feeling good, excited to play, and getting to that bet one. I'm a little behind, so pedals to the metal.
So where would not one of those people who lives on Adderall and doesn't shower, but like a normal professional or higher end player, where would they be at this point in the cycle versus where you are at bet one?
Probably about bet one, bet two.
Okay, look at that. We're right where we're supposed to be. That's fantastic.
A little behind.
Sure.
As everyone knows who plays the game, the further you go up in rep, the harder it is to gain. So I'm watching that 81.1 turn into 81.4, turn into 81.6. I hope I don't have a bad game because it's only going to go up 0.1. And I have played, I think, 725 rec games. So I think
a couple, right? Yeah, a few to get you closer to that next rank. And the next rank comes with a couple of extra cap breakers. But before you even get to that point, this build has been suiting you really well, even with a couple of minor adjustments from last week. What are you liking, and what do you think is giving you the most success as you've been going through this grind?
Well, I absolutely love the speed.
Oh yeah.
I just played a game earlier and I only had 1-3 because I couldn't get open, but I made it. But then I went 7 for 7 in all my other shots because I was just beating the center, and he wasn't even that slow, but I was just finding my spots to run past and get past and dunk. So that feels good. And then I think and I think we're gonna get to this later, but the versatility, solid on defense, and once I get these cap breakers, I can make a decision of where I want to go to make this build even better than it already is.
Well, let's get right into that. Okay, so your next layer has 3 cap breakers to it.
No,
Obviously,
2 from now. So I'll be
okay.
bet 1, you get heat check and access to veteran daily rewards. When you hit bet 2, you get 3 extra cap breakers. So I think between season 5 coming out, hitting bet 2 and hitting a lifetime challenge, I should be at 5 or 6 new cap breakers in the next 4 to 5 weeks, hopefully. Maybe longer, maybe 6 weeks.
Sure, but what are the stats that you're prioritizing? And are they based on weakness from your build or weakness from your play, a combination of both? Like, what are you looking to enhance here?
So I'm kind of torn. Do I split and go between steal and post control, or do I just go all in on steal or post control? Um, I typically always had no steal on my build because I just didn't know how to do it and didn't know the timing. And then my last build had a 70 steal, and I was actually like making steals. And as a big with perimeter defense and steal, you're pretty good on the other end of the ball. So if I went all in on steal, I think I could go like um, from maybe 55 to like 75.
Okay.
And also in the earlier part of the season, I was in the earlier part of the season, I was like having this awesome post fade, and I started making builds without post control and focusing on other things, and I like stopped using it. But I can still even do it. I just I'm more susceptible to get steals. So I'm also looking at putting things in my post control. So if I put 5 cap breakers into post control, I'd go from a 50 to a 66, which like that's decent. And steel, if I put 5 into steel, I'd go from 55 to 70 to 80.
Okay.
So I could be a center with an 80 steel, which would be sick. Um, so it's kind of like if you just piecemeal that, then you're gonna be like decent at both, or you could be
Yeah.
really good at one of them. So I'm kind of looking at steel right now.
Well, I have two thoughts here. As a like under 2 hour 2K player as a power forward, my steal, if I do it, I just blow the play and they just run by me and take it right to the
Your
tank. So
2K game's a joke. Your
it's no,
2K
it's me.
game's
No,
a
it's me.
joke.
No, it's I'm a
You're not
Christmas
taking it
noob.
seriously.
I'm a Christmas noob who gets blasted every time he tries to make
You're
a
not even a
steal.
Christmas noob. You're a never
Because they play
was.
did they play past Christmas? I don't know. I don't know.
You played for 1 day. You played for
I
1 day.
I think I played for 1 hour, but, whatever. And
Not impressive.
there's so much cinematics. They show you, like, doing all this nonsense of, like, signing a contract, whatever, it doesn't matter. But the other thing is, the post shooting is interesting to me because, um, we talk a lot about getting into the area for threes, and obviously you're a center, so you're gonna be a lockdown around the basket. But when you get into those scenarios where you're in solo queue and it's like, man, I really just don't trust this point guard or I don't trust this shooting guard. And you're sort of in that middle no man's land of like I'm supposed to be passing out for a three and I can't quite drive the lane. It's like, okay, well, if I have this post shot here, does that produce more value? And you and I were talking earlier today about like, in this area of solo queue you gotta really be able to run the game and win it for your team, so having that post shot seems really valuable to me because in those times where you're, like, in between of, like, "Do I trust someone else to take the shot? Do I drive? Like, what do I do?" I could just post up and put in 2, right?
Right. And that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, you create your own space. Um, so you can make threes, you can run the basket, or you can post. I think you're pretty creative offensively. Um, so we'll see where we go. Or I just make sure I do it against somebody who can't steal the ball from me, and because really your post game too is affected by your bid.
Well,
So
if you
my middy's at 80, so I can make my post fade as long as I don't get the ball stolen.
Yeah. Well, and as long as you line up against a player named Bad Gax, I don't think you really have to worry about a whole lot from the steal
Yeah,
perspective.
that guy is
Just
a loser ass bum.
just dri just drive the lane, drive the lane, drive the lane. Okay, so that's exciting changes in your build, things that are making you excited to play. And has it been a weekend where you've really put in the hours because you're like, okay, I know I'm into it, so I gotta go for it. Like let's try to make something happen. I know that a lot of these these checkpoints just require a ton of time and a ton of work. What does that look like for you?
So basically, you have to take time away from the rep grind to like grind some of these things like build specialization. So when I'm not really like feeling like I have the attention span to play online, I'm just going into build specialization and just like mopping up. Like I did out of bounds and I scored like 116 points every game. And that's with sitting like 1 or 2 minutes in the second quarter. So that's what I'm trying to do is like I want to play the game, but I'm not feeling super focused and I don't want to sell. So I'm just going to go and try to get these build specializations. I hope that they have everything that they have in this game for next season because I'm going to take a different approach. Uh, well, I'm take the same approach I have now, but a different approach that I had at the beginning of the season because in the beginning, the first 4 weeks of this game, I just lost time. So now I'm ready to like dig the hell in and get to Legend One as fast as I can,
Sure. Yeah, yeah. I mean that it seems
showering
like
or not.
no, you're gonna be showering. You're gonna be showering enough for
Once a week
everyone
is
who's at the
fine.
top of the ladder. Well, okay, all right. We don't need to go that far, but yeah, for the people at the top of the ladder, sure, yeah, once a week is fine. But for those of us with like jobs and things other than what we're doing right now, it's important to take time away from the game. It's also important for your mental health, and just so we can go into a little bit of NBA stuff. We got to get you back to the Spurs game pretty quick here. The Spurs are continuing to hold on to that second seed strong, which is great. In the East, though, we've got a pretty decent hold on the one seed with those Detroit Pistons. This is exciting times in Detroit. Is this a team we can actually fully believe in?
Well, if they're not the team to beat in the East, then who is?
Right.
I mean,
I
the
mean,
Knicks are the Knicks. They suck. They've lost nine
they're
out of their last 11 games. Like they are becoming a dumpster fire.
they're not
Um,
great.
and then it leaves it up to Boston, who past their main players, like don't have a ton, and the Pistons have beat them 3 out of 4 times. So, right now, I think the only thing that Boston has going for them over Detroit is the playoff experience.
Sure.
But you take
They
that
they
out,
they
we're
also
the team to
don't
beat.
ha they also don't have their best player.
Well,
Like,
right now they
it's a
have their best player who's available.
well, they have their best player who's available, but they don't have their best player. And I don't see it pulling through, and they're 5.5 games back. It's not really in the same conversation, I don't think so. And they're in a division where things are falling apart as well. Anyway, so with the standings aside, I wanted to go through the starting five for each conference in the All-Star game, which was announced yesterday. And I want to note really quick that like the starting All-Star conference doesn't really matter because the All-Star format doesn't involve conferences exactly. It's this international versus domestic nonsense, and really the All-Star game doesn't matter at all. But the reason why announcements like this matter are because they're baked into the contracts of players, where if you get named a starting all-star or a reserve all-star or a player all-star, there are escalators in contracts. And the same thing for the end of the season awards of first team NBA, second team NBA, first team defensive NBA. All of these things matter to a contract because not only do players make more money, but also it can affect their status towards getting a super max as opposed to just a regular max. John Morant fans will tell you, when he lost out on the Supermax, it's because the press just, even though he was one of the best defensive players, they were like, "Nope, we won't put you in the first team All NBA." And those consequences are real. So I want to read down these lists, and I'm going to start with the West because that's where the Unicorn Big resides at the time. We've got Luca. we've got Jokic, we got my man Steph Curry, Shea, and
Victor
Wemby.
Wembanyama.
What a good starting five. What do you think? What do you think, man?
I
That's a
mean,
decent starting five.
it's a decent starting five. I mean, what Luka's doing this year, averaging 33 a
I
game,
mean,
it's
it's
like it's nuts. It's nuts. Shea is Shea.
yep.
Obviously,
What
Jokic
Joe?
is a triple
Yep.
double waiting to happen.
What he does every
Um,
year. Yep.
Victor is
Yep.
Victor. And I think Steph
Is Steph
is
some
Steph.
fan voting shit, or what do you think here?
Hmm. I mean,
Uh,
how
uh,
much did
uh,
fan voting shit play? Because there's somebody who didn't make the starting five in the
there was
West,
a guy who didn't yeah, that first
and
time
his
in his
name
career in
is
over 2
Kevin Durant.
decades. Oh, yeah, he also didn't make it. Oh, I was going with the
But no, dude,
two-decade guy,
the 2 decade
the
guy
dad
didn't
of
make
Bronny
it.
James. No.
I have
Well,
a
there's only
feeling he's
5
still gonna
spots,
make
to be
the
fair.
team. But
You would think so, yeah.
yeah, I
Um,
think a good starting five. I mean, it doesn't really. I mean, like you said, like it matters for
yeah.
contract purposes, but for the actual games to be played, which I wish they would just go back to East West. Like this thing that they're trying to pull off is just hot garbage. But let's move
I
on to the
mean,
East.
what they're trying to do is they're trying to build more investment because East West is just I mean, no one's gonna play defense anyway, so, like, if it's gonna be an exhibition, let's make it as zany as possible. I want them to bring back slam ball and put, like, trampolines on the court and stuff. I think that's gonna be I mean, like, honestly, like, if it's gonna be an exhibition, let's make it a proper exhibition. But when we go to the East, uh a couple of big names, a couple of less names. I don't know. Giannis, big one. Jalen Brunson. We got Tyrese Maxey and Jalen Brown and Detroit's own Cade Cunningham, which number one votes from the players. Cade Cunningham, most votes of any player by the players. That speaks to really, we know what the MVP market is. We go over that just about every week, but to be the top voted by the players, that's a huge deal.
I mean, he's not bad.
No, he's not bad. I'm not here to say that he's bad. The guy's
Look, I think right
killing
now,
it.
especially with Tatum out, he is the best player in the East.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yep.
And obviously the West has
It's a
three of
logjam.
the top MVPs. We have
Oh
the
yeah.
fourth in the East. But like you look at what this guy does, and last night he only scored, I think, 18 points or 16 points. He was like 4 for 18 from the field, but he had 14 assists.
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
he
he was
is gonna
dishing it.
find a way for that team to win almost any
Yes.
game.
Yes.
And that's what the definition of an MVP is. I mean, you look at Luca, the Lakers,
Yeah.
no,
Well,
you know,
are they going to be where they are now without him? If it
I
was AD
mean,
and
could they
LeBron, would they be where they are now?
fifth or sixth in the West? I mean, I think there's six in the West right now. Um, yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's a good point. They're absolutely six in
So
the West.
as far as like who carries their team, I really think it's Cade. Because you look at OKC, I think they're more talent. They have more talent than the Pistons. Um, so anyways, yeah,
So
I'm super excited, and hopefully Jalen Duren gets selected too.
I hope he's in too. He deserves it. He's played phenomenally this year. And I had sent you a meme or Twitter whatever earlier today of what player from the '04 Pistons you would add to the current roster. Who would it be? Who do you got?
I got Rashid.
Okay. And what's your want for Rashid on this team? What does he fill that we don't got?
Uh, he was an absolute brawler who could
Yeah.
shoot threes.
Yeah. Well, for that
I
era.
I think the closest comp to him would be Tobias. Um,
Oh, that's a good comp.
and I just feel uh like Rashid was, he wasn't a not he's like a borderline Hall of Famer, but
Yep,
he was a damn good player. And like
agreed.
Tobias is a solid player, but he's not as good as Rashid. You look at the other players on there, Ben Wallace. I think we have like
I said Ben
between
Wallace is my
Dern
pick,
and Stewart, we have that covered.
okay,
With Chauncey, you've got Cade, who Cade crushes Chauncey.
and I don't think
Also,
Chauncey would be allowed anymore.
yeah, Chauncey.
I
Anyways,
think
and then you look at Tayshawn, and you look at Rip Hamilton. Um, there's a
oh,
lot of talent there.
we could use a
Um,
face mask on the team.
we could use Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good. That's also a good point.
We could use Michael Porter Jr.
I
Imagine this team bringing in Michael Porter Jr. Oh my God.
think we've got a team. I think we've got a I think we've got I think would be the odds-on favorite to win the East, and whether it's likely the Spurs or the Thunder, I think that there's a team that can go 7 with either of those clubs. And if it is Pistons and Spurs, we're gonna have to do this podcast nightly. So like I mean that's gonna be good for all 10 of our fans. You guys are gonna be on overload. It's gonna be wild.
Well, you said your mom started listening, so that's 11.
Yes, yeah, we got my mom on board. My
Don't have
sister
my dad
listens
yet,
every week.
but
No, we don't have your dad. No, he doesn't quite understand what we're doing.
I don't think he understands what a podcast is.
The technology befuddles him. But for those of you who aren't befuddled, again, we want at least 2 likes this week on YouTube to beat out Bronny's player votes for the
Fine.
All-Star game. But like, subscribe, comment, share, unsubscribe, resubscribe, whatever you gotta do. But most importantly, go into the show notes, click the links to Shoddy's Instagram page, and order a jersey from them. You will not be disappointed. It's incredible quality at the best price you can possibly imagine. Any last words for this week, Unicorn?
Nope. Except I will say there's a snowstorm, winter storm coming into San Antonio, which might behoove our prospects of going to see the Spurs wipe the Pelicans. So let's
Oh
hope
boy.
that I get my buns to the Frost Bank Center, the aptly named Frost Bank Center, on Sunday.
As someone who drove through a blizzard earlier today to get to get to Indianapolis, I'm gonna say the best of luck to you. You've got the training and background to do it. I think you'll be all right. But for everything else, we appreciate your time here at Rise Above 2K, and we will talk to you next week. Thank you.